Today we're sharing some things we wish we would have known when we moved here, as well as some things that we learned along the way.
Hello, and welcome to the Rocket City Homes channel.
We moved to North Alabama just over 10 years ago.
And being in the military, we had mostly lived in military housing or rental homes up to that point.
So when we decided to buy a home here, we had a lot to learn.
And we weren't real estate agents then either, so we truly were clueless.
If you're moving to Huntsville for a military move assigned to Redstone Arsenal, or you're coming here with one of the major companies such as Toyota, Mazda, Google, or Facebook, here's a few things that you should know.
And even if you're thinking about moving here, we hope that this video helps you with some information about buying or renting in the Rocket City.
Let's start out with caveat emptor.
Alabama is a caveat emptor state.
What that means is it's just a fancy phrase for saying basically buyer beware.
Simply put, it's on the buyer to do their research before buying a home here.
For example, we always recommend that getting a home inspection to point out any major defects or issues with a home.
In particular, the contract that we use states that the seller agrees to have the heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, gas, septic, and built-in appliances in normal working order at the time of closing.
Every state is different, which is why we wanted to point this part out.
Next up is the Homestead Exemption.
In the state of Alabama, there is a tax exemption for homeowners if they plan to occupy the home.
Prior to October 1st, you must take your home's deed to your county tax assessor's office and then file for the exemption there.
A good rule of thumb for new homeowners is to do this right after you make your first mortgage payment.
Just don't forget, because your property taxes could double if you don't do it. Or they will double if you don't do it.
And you don't want to pay double taxes. Whether you like them or not, let's go ahead and chat about HOAs.
HOAs, or homeowners associations, are common in many communities around here.
Amenities vary place to place, but they can include things such as walking trails, pools, fitness centers, and a lot more.
Each HOA is independent and has different rules, bylaws, and governances, so you'll want to do your research on those.
Most will have annual dues and membership and community maintenance.
These fees can range from a couple $100s to a few $1,000s annually.
Membership is not always mandatory, and sometimes it actually may convey with the property purchase.
Community websites can provide more information on each one.
Another thing to know here is about the internet.
Typically, the internet in Huntsville is really pretty good.
Yeah, the speed here is as fast as it is in any other major cities.
Depending on the area, you can find fiber, cable, satellite, and DSL.
We personally have AT&T gigabit fiber at the house, and we really like it.
However, it's not yet available all over the city yet.
But a large area, you know.
Yeah.
But their website says the coverage is expanding all the time.
And it's affordable, which is great.
Another area that may surprise you in North Alabama is the school options.
If you have a family, your number one concern may be where they should go to school.
We get asked about the schools here quite often.
So what we can tell you is most of the schools in North Alabama score above the state average for academics.
Many schools have excellent sports and art programs and compete nationwide in many events.
Mm-hmm. There's also a huge homeschool community in the area.
Yep. And Rocket City is very supportive to homeschoolers.
One thing to note, though, is that in the state of Alabama, you must be under a homeschool umbrella when you do homeschooling here.
Yeah, and this umbrella can be either a faith-based umbrella or there's types of co-ops, and there's even some kind of hybrid systems.
You'll definitely want to Google homeschool in North Alabama to get more information.
There are so many great websites out there to guide you along.
Huntsville also has some great magnet high schools here.
These include art and music schools, science schools, and technology schools to include engineering.
There are also several private schools around Huntsville with excellent college-ready programs.
If you have school-age children, we highly recommend that you do your research to find out what's best going to meet your needs.
And if the school system is important to you, you can plan to choose your home based on the location of the schools.
This is important because in most cases here, you have to attend the school that your home is assigned to.
Okay, another topic to let you know about is all the things to do around town.
There are so many great treasures in Huntsville.
From the Botanical Gardens to the Space and Rocket Center to Montesano and everything in between. There are so many things to do and explore here.
We have a whole other video devoted to our favorite things to do in the Rocket City, so take a look at that one for suggestions.
All right, we've given you a lot of food for thought here if you're planning a move to the Rocket City.
Thank you so much for watching.
And don't forget to check back often as we release new videos every other week about all things Rocket City and real estate.